Al-Fatiha is what surah? First surah in the Quran, right? Was it revealed the first surah? No. But it has a name, al-Kitab, the mother of the book. Why is it called Kitab? Because the Kitab, the Quran, is here for our guidance, worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and dealing with one another. So Al-Fatiha contains everything the Quran commands. It contains the worship, it contains how you do it, and it contains the path that you're supposed to follow to go to Jannah. Let's take a look at some of the verses. First thing we talk about all the time, the importance of Tawheed. And the Tawheed, the three kinds: Tawheed Rububiyyah, Tawheed Uluhiyyah, Tawheed Asma' wa Sifat. And we said Tawheed is what? Making things wahid. So when you say Tawheed Rububiyyah, Rabb is the provider, the sustainer, the one who gives you life, the one who gives you death, the one who does everything. He rules all of those actions from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala toward the creations. So all of those actions, some people attribute those actions to stars, to other gods. All of these actions directed to only one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does all of that. That's Tawheed Rububiyyah. Tawheed Uluhiyyah, people worship and do several kinds of worship. Dua is worship, salah is worship, zakah is worship, saying good words is worship, all of that worship. Some people direct it to idols, some people direct it to stars, some people direct it to animals, some people direct it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we make all of those acts, which could be thousands and millions, directed to only one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tawheed al-Asma' wa Sifat, unifying names and attributes. There are so many beautiful names and attributes. People attribute it to certain things. We attribute all of those beautiful names and attributes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, only one. Surah Al-Fatiha has all three kinds of Tawheed. Look at the verse, ayah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. What kind of Tawheed is this? Anyone? Chicago, what kind of Tawheed is this? Alhamdulillah. Uluhiyyah, Hasan. Dua. Your action toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look how smart it is. Sure is that. First time you heard about it? طيب. Rabbil Alameen. What kind of Tawheed? Rabbil Alameen. It's already said. Dua. Rububiyyah, Ahsant. Rabbil Alameen, the Lord of the universe, all people. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. What kind of Tawheed? Asma' wa Sifat, Ahsant. Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. Ar-Rahim. What's the difference between Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim? Ar-Rahman, the source of the mercy. Ar-Rahim, its action. So he is merciful to people. But if you are merciful and I'm merciful, where do we get that mercy? From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How many mercies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had? 1, 0, 0. 100. He brought down one from those mercies on earth. And from this mercy, if you collect all the mercy in the hearts of the people and the animals and the jinn and the insects and the fish and everything, that is from one mercy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought on earth. And he has how many left, Sheikh? 99 mercies with him. If one sufficient to divide the mercy, all the mercies in the hearts of the people and all the creation is a result from one mercy. Can you imagine how merciful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is? Very merciful. So Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, in those 3 ayat, we got all the kinds of Tawheed. And the Tawheed is 1/3 of the Quran. That's why Qul Huwa Allahu Ahad equals 1/3, because it describes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Tawheed is in there. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. إياك نعبد, only you we worship, and only you we seek help from that. So that's what we are supposed to do here, is worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and seek help from Him. That's the second part. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Guide us to the straight path. That's all of your religion. What kind of path we want to go to? صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. The successful people, those who are blessed to be servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. See how important Fatiha is? That's why it is chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be repeated and to be read in the Salah, because it contains the whole religion. You can read about the Fatiha and the virtues of the Fatiha all of your life and you will never finish. Every day you learn something new about it, subhanallah. That's how wonderful Fatiha is. Who knows Fatiha? Who knows the Tahiyyat? Salat Ibrahimi. Did you know that the majority of the people, their Salah is rejected? Old and young, because they don't know Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Or they read it horribly, or they skip it altogether, or they never heard of it. Or they heard of it maybe 20 years ago or 10 years ago in first grade, and they memorize it and it's over with. Yes, you see people going like this and they're saying nothing, or they don't know what they're saying. You know why? Because nobody checks on it. Because it's silent. It's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Parents don't verify it. Many teachers don't verify it. Those are basics supposed to be checked with the students all the time. And with the children all the time, because they don't know it. Go and check yourself, and I guarantee you, you know yourself that you don't know it. This is a pillar in the Salah. If you don't read it, your Salah is fat X on it. Can you imagine someone living his life praying and gets 0 at the end? Because he's not doing it. So Allahumma salli alayhi, let's read التحيات and Salah al-Ibrahimiyya, so inshallah we refresh our memory. التحيات لله والصلوات والطيبات. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. جزاكم الله خيرا. Any message?
Alhamdulillah.